Join me as I take on the challenge of exploring all the amazing sights of Belfast in just 3 days, uncovering its rich history and stunning attractions. We visit the oldest pub serving the best Guinness, where the Titanic was built, and yes, the occasional Game of Thrones dragon and sets. So let's get to it. We kicked off our trip in style, staying at the incredible Titanic Hotel, right on the historical Harland and Wolff shipyard, where the real Titanic was built. The hotel offered a historical experience, showcased in the different rooms where the Titanic was designed and key decisions were made. Do we think it's worth it you staying there? Check out our full Titanic Hotel review video. Just across the way from the Titanic Hotel is the Titanic Belfast Museum, an absolute must visit. It's part museum, part immersive experience, and tells the full story of the Titanic's rise and fall. A really moving experience you need to try, and getting on board the SS Nomandic is also included in your ticket. Pay special attention to the area outside of the museum at the 2 slipways where the Titanic and Olympic were built. Explore a life-size plan of the Titanic's promenade deck, which is inland with white stone. Visit the Titanic Memorial Garden on the Olympic slipway, where 4 grass lawns alternate with timber decking to illustrate the proportion of Titanic's victims and survivors from each of the passenger classes and crew. From here, you can walk along the river up to HMS Caroline next to the Titanic distillery. On our next day, we checked out of the Titanic Hotel. It's a 25-minute walk to the centre of Belfast, and we wanted to explore the Cathedral Quarter in all its glory. We took a beautiful walk from Titanic Hotel to the Cathedral Quarter, and along the way found the Game of Thrones glass trail. If you're a Game of Thrones fan, you'll geek out over the Glass Thrones Trail, a series of stained glass installations scattered throughout the city, each showcasing epic scenes from the show. Drop us a comment to let us know if you've watched all 8 series of Game of Thrones. Next stop is the absolute must when you're at Belfast, is the Cathedral Quarter. It's Belfast's cultural soul, full of art, music, and some of the best pubs and restaurants you'll find. First thing in the morning at 9:15 a.m, we boarded our bus to the Game of Thrones studio tour. This meant we were the very first people to enter, to get a good look at the props, costumes, and sets. As there's so much amazing stuff to cover, we have a dedicated video for the studio tour. We wandered through the city shopping area before stopping at the beautiful Cathedral of St Anne, home of the largest Gaelic cross in Ireland. Of course, no trip to Belfast is complete without visiting City Hall. This place looks like it's straight out of a movie, especially when it's lit up at night. Here you'll find the Titanic Memorial and also where most of the tours meet. If you're looking for a beautiful setting for a beer or cocktail, head over to the 5-star hotel The Merchant, where you can sit surrounding gorgeous architecture and gold-plated ceilings. We were given a complimentary nightcap cocktail and snacks along with our hot chocolate. We grabbed dinner at the Dirty Onion, a quirky spot with cosy vibes and live music. They have 2 bars, the Yardbird restaurant and one of the biggest beer gardens in Belfast, set in a stunning building from 1780. At the Yardbird, they serve seriously good rotisserie chicken and loaded fries. They also offer a vegan burger, which was so tasty. After, we headed to Bittles Bar, one of the oldest, smallest and quirkiest pubs in Belfast. There we tried our very first Guinness. Our verdict? Smooth, dark and surprisingly creamy. A few locals told us that Guinness is much better in Ireland than anywhere else in the world. The next day was all about the Irish countryside and the Game of Thrones locations. We took a full day's coach tour with City Tours Belfast. We hit the legendary UNESCO World Heritage Site, Giant Causeway, and walked the red route along the cliffs, which offered stunning views of the causeway and sea. They also offer a bus if your legs are too tired. As part of the tour, we also explored the epic Carrickfergus Castle and Harbour and walked through the Dark Hedges. Did you know that the Dark Hedges is actually in Game of Thrones? It's seen in the start of Series 2, where Arya and Gendry are travelling north on the King's Road towards the Night's Watch. As well as visiting a few of the harbour towns, the day was a 10 out of 10. Here's a bit of fun for you. Legend has it that an Irish giant called Finn McCool created a causeway to get across the Irish Sea to face his rival, the Scottish giant Benadonna. Following their fearsome meeting, Benadonna ripped up the causeway as he led back to Scotland, leaving what you see here today. For dinner, we hit up Pizza Punks. Build your own pizza with wild toppings, pineapple, yes, nachos, why not? For dessert, we headed to McCool's. They offer a variety of ice cream sundaes, and we went for the all things Kinder. After dinner, hidden down a side street, we stumbled onto Umbrella Street and the famous Duke of York pub. Walls plastered with memorabilia and a true Irish welcome. And then we found the pot of gold at the bottom of the rainbow. So from Titanic tales to throne legends, historic pubs to modern street art, Belfast totally blew us away. If it's not on your travel list yet, add it. If you enjoyed this video, check out our other locations. Please like, subscribe, and leave us a comment with any locations you'd like us to cover next. See you next time.